faithful Mormon man, you can one day be a god of your own planet.
Do we know exactly what becoming like God means? Nope. There's no official doctrine here.
This was taught in church. It was doctrine. Here is a quote from the 2002 Gospel Principles Manual. And I quote,
He does bring up an interesting point here. What is church doctrine? It is the core teachings of the prophets from Adam to Nelson. In the latter days, it is established by all 15 apostles. Not everything taught by a prophet or in church manuals or in gospel doctrine class or in your seminary class is doctrine. It often represents the best understanding of the principles at the time. Further light and knowledge advances what was previously known and sometimes makes what we previously knew obsolete, and in some cases, no longer true. The simplest way to look at this is that doctrine is what is currently being taught by the first presidency and the quorum of the 12. We believe the biblical pattern of prophets and revelation. That pattern continues today. We also believe that prophets are fallible. They're imperfect men affected by their culture and biases. This is a living church that is continually developing line upon line and precept upon precept. That means change over time. We often define doctrine as an eternal truth or an unchanging truth, but the actual definition means teachings. Both can be true. We receive truth piecemeal like a puzzle being put together to give us a full view of the picture on it. The actual doctrine or the fabric of reality never changes, but we see it through a glass darkly, and the image that can be seen is what is taught as doctrine. Our understanding of doctrine changes frequently as we receive more light and truth. This often leaves a lot of room for interpretation and differences of opinions, some that even make it to church manuals and then get removed. Our understanding of doctrine changes. Teachings change. The church evolves. This doesn't mean God is changing his mind. It means we are coming closer to understanding God's mind. Here's the example this gentleman brings up in his video. It is not currently taught that we will be gods of our own planets in the eternities. This is the official position of the church today. I understand why this can be frustrating to ex-members of the church, because when they were active in church, it may have been taught. That was our understanding of the doctrine at the time. But our understanding advances. The classic critique of the church is pointing to a statement from a prophet or in an old church book and then applying it to us today. Issue with that is that our doctrine is what the current 15 prophets teach. We can throw out anomalies. What has been taught in the past may not be true today, but some things remain ever constant. What has always been true and will always be true is that we are sons and daughters of a living God who sent his son Jesus Christ to save us from death and hell. We can receive that sacrifice and bind ourselves to Jesus through covenants. In that covenant relationship, God can mold us to become like him. Anciently and today, Jesus calls and directs prophets to guide his people. His living oracle today is Russell Nelson. Come and see.